At NSS, we're proud of our Champ ZS35 Ride-On Scrubber, and we want to do everything we can to make sure your new Champ ZS35 gives you years of dependable service in whatever application you require. Always make sure you read the operation manual closely for complete instructions and warnings. And this is important. Before you set up the machine, we want to make sure you're aware of a few simple precautions. First, never let anyone operate the machine who has not been trained. And always wear eye protection and rubber gloves when you work with the batteries. Battery acid is a dangerous chemical, so always avoid contact with eyes, skin, and clothing. If battery acid does splash on you, be sure to rinse the area thoroughly with clean water and seek medical attention immediately. Which brings us to our first and one of the most important areas of concern, the batteries. The Champ ZS35 is equipped with 6 batteries, which, when fully charged, will provide hours of continuous runtime. Now, the batteries are a maintenance-intensive area. Without daily battery servicing, your scrubber will not run. Filling the batteries on the Champ ZS35 to the correct fluid level is easy. The Champ ZS35 has, as a standard feature, the autofill battery watering system. Simply connect the autofill hose to its water source and turn on the water. Purge the autofill hose of all air. Then connect this hose to the autofill hose attachment located on the Champ ZS35 battery pack. Battery fluid levels will be safely filled in as little as 15 seconds. The batteries are full when the balls in the autofill hose stop moving. Also, once a week, check to make sure the battery cable connections are tight and free of corrosion. If the connections do begin to corrode, scrape off the corrosion with a wire brush. If battery acid spills into the battery compartment, drain it using the hose at the side of the machine. The next step is installing the pads or brushes. First, raise the brush deck and turn off the machine. Then, remove the pin and open the side skirts. Position the pad driver or brush lugs under the drive plate. Lift the lugs through the openings in the drive plate. Then turn the driver or brush toward the latch. Always be sure to close the locking latch around the lug, or the pad drivers or brushes could fly off the machine and cause injury. When you have secured the drivers or brushes, close the skirts and reinsert the pin. And, of course, repeat the process on the other side. Now, let's look at daily machine care. When you are finished using the machine, always wash the pads or brushes and hang them up to dry. Take a cloth and wipe down the side skirts. Now, move to the solution and recovery tanks. This is the fill port for the solution tank. When you fill the machine, never use water that's hotter than 140 degrees, or you will damage the machine. The drain hose for the solution tank is located at the left front of the machine. Always drain the solution after you use the machine. Never leave the solution in between uses. Here is the recovery tank. The plug in the recovery tank drain hose is easy to remove and replace. And be sure to drain the recovery tank when it is full and when you are finished using the machine. The clean-out port is here. After every machine use, spray clean water into the clean-out port. This will help keep the recovery tank clean. Be sure to remove and wipe clean the float after each machine use as well to prevent float from failing. Leaving the clean-out port cover off between uses will allow the recovery tank to dry and reduce odors. But always remember to replace the float and screw down the clean-out cover when you next use the machine. The squeegee assembly is a critical component of the Champ ZS35, so it needs special attention. The squeegee assembly is a breakaway component. So if the operator mistakenly takes the machine too close to a doorway or a fixture, the squeegee should cause little damage before it breaks free. From time to time, the squeegees need replacing, and it's easily accomplished when you follow the proper procedure. Before you replace the squeegee, make sure the assembly is in the up position. Loosen both knobs and slide the assembly onto its mount. Be sure to only tighten the squeegee knobs by hand, no tighter. Over-tightening will not allow the squeegee assembly to break away when it should. Install the vacuum hose onto the rear squeegee assembly. Now the machine is set up. Make sure the operator sits on the machine to get the feel of the controls. Adjust the tilt of the steering wheel to make sure it's comfortable. Adjust the seat using a 1/2 inch wrench. A button on the control panel allows the operator to monitor several different machine functions, including troubleshooting codes. Turn on the key switch. Open the solution valve. Turn on the vacuum switch. Turn on the brush switch. Here are the brush speed and drive speed switches. They allow operator control of these vital machine functions. Push the accelerator pedal forward to move the machine forward. Push the accelerator back to move the machine in reverse. The brake is on the left side of the column. When stopped on inclines, use the parking brake to secure the machine. An emergency stop button is located at the rear of the control panel. Depressing the button will immediately cease all machine functions. There are 3 circuit breakers for the electronic components of the Champ ZS35 located here. Before you begin scrubbing with your new Champ ZS35, always make sure the area has been thoroughly swept. Picking up debris can damage the machine. Now, let's prepare the Champ ZS35 for operation. First, fill the solution tank with warm water and cleaning solution. Remember, never use water hotter than 140 degrees. Make sure you always follow the label directions of any cleaning product you use. And remember, your NSS distributor can suggest the right cleaning products, pads, or brushes for your facility. Also, before you begin cleaning, vacuum up 4 to 8 ounces of the defoamer into the recovery tank. This cuts down on the foam in the recovery tank, which will help protect the vacuum motor from drawing in foam. Again, adjust the wheel. Turn on the key switch. Open the solution valve. Turn on the vacuum switch. Turn on the brush switch. And move the accelerator pedal forward to move the unit forward, and back to move the unit in reverse. As you scrub, you'll need to be able to tell when the recovery tank is full. Here's how. When the recovery tank fills, the float will activate automatically and close off air supply to the vacuum motor to prevent moisture from being drawn into the vacuum motor. When that happens, the sound of the vacuum motor will go higher. Immediately turn off the vacuum motor and empty the recovery tank. When you have finished using the machine, turn off the switches for the solution valve, brushes, and vac motor. Maneuver the unit to the draining area. Keeping the hose positioned high to prevent splashing, remove the plug in the recovery tank drain hose and empty the recovery tank. Replace the plug. Remove the clean-out port cover. Remove the float and wipe it clean. And rinse the tank. Leave the clean-out port cover off and allow the tank to air dry. Drain the solution tank as well. Wipe the squeegee clean with a cloth. Open the side skirts and remove the pad drivers. Clean the pads or brushes and hang them up to dry. Move the machine to its storage area and plug into the battery charger. Make sure the plug is seated firmly in the socket. The charger will shut off automatically once the batteries reach their capacity. Thank you for your attention. All of us at NSS are proud of our machines, and we hope you maintain yours properly, because we know if you do, it will provide you years of worthwhile service. We build a lot into our equipment, so you get a lot out of it.